I thought she was just tired, but I found her phone full of late-night texts to him. It was late, nearly 1 a.m., and I was just about to head to bed when I walked into the living room and saw Jenna's phone lighting up on the coffee table. I noticed her being more distant over the past few weeks, checking out more, being distracted, pulling away a little when I reached for her, but I thought maybe it was work stress or just general exhaustion. She had been working long hours at the office lately, and when she got home, she'd usually curl up on the couch with a book or her phone before drifting off to sleep. I thought nothing of it. I mean, what else could it be, right? She was just tired. But as I walked past the coffee table that night, I saw her phone lighting up again, this time with a message notification that caught my eye. It was from a number I didn't recognize. At first, I thought it might just be a spam message, but then I noticed the name attached to it. Jason. I froze. Jason. I knew exactly who Jason was. He worked with Jenna. I met him a few times at work parties, always the overly friendly guy with a bit too much charm. He'd always been respectful in front of me, but there was always something about him that rubbed me the wrong way. I never trusted the way he looked at her, like he was trying just a little too hard to get her attention. I didn't know if Jenna ever noticed it or if she even cared, but I made a mental note to keep an eye on him. I tried to shake it off, convincing myself I was just being paranoid. But then another message came through, and then another. They kept coming, and I couldn't stop myself. I picked up the phone and unlocked it, my heart pounding in my chest. The first message was from a few hours ago. I miss you. Can't stop thinking about you tonight. I swallowed hard, my hands trembling slightly as I scrolled down through more messages. They were all late-night exchanges, the kind of text you send when you're supposed to be asleep, when no one's looking. Playful emojis, flirty comments, the kind of things that made my stomach twist. I felt a wave of nausea hit me as I read, the words on the screen blurring together. It hit me. The dates. The times. She'd been texting him while she was lying next to me in bed, pretending to be asleep. It wasn't just a one-time thing. This had been going on for weeks. I can't wait to see you again. I need you so badly. I wish you were here with me now. Let's not wait too long to do this again. It's been killing me. The messages were clear, the intimacy between them undeniable. I could almost hear the longing in their words, the distance closing in between them. And here I was, sitting in our living room, holding her phone in my hands, feeling the weight of their betrayal pressing down on me. I was in a haze of confusion and anger, trying to make sense of everything. I wanted to throw the phone across the room, scream at the top of my lungs, demand answers. But I stayed frozen, my fingers still gripping the edges of the phone. I could feel the burn of tears in my eyes, but I didn't let them fall. Not yet. I wasn't ready for that. Jenna walked into the room a moment later, clearly startled to see me holding her phone. Her face shifted the second she saw me, eyes wide with panic, like she knew exactly what I just discovered. She didn't say anything at first. She just stood there, biting her lip, watching me. "Who's Jason?" I asked, my voice surprisingly calm, even though I felt like my whole world was crumbling. The question hung in the air between us, as if I hadn't already known the answer. She flinched. I saw her eyes flicker to the phone in my hand, and immediately she started moving toward me, her hands outstretched. "Dan, I can explain." "Explain." I interrupted, my voice rising now, the anger slipping through. "Explain what? Explain why you've been texting him all night? Explain why you've been hiding this from me? Explain why, for the past few weeks, you've been lying to my face and telling me you were tired when you were really sneaking around with him?" She stopped in her tracks, her face pale now, tears welling in her eyes. "Dan, it's not like that. I swear." Her voice was trembling, and she reached out to take the phone from my hand, but I pulled it away from her. "It sure looks like it," I said, my heart pounding in my chest. "It looks like you've been hiding something from me. What is it? Are you in a relationship with him? Is that what this is?" She took a step back, as if I'd slapped her, and she looked lost. "No, it's not like that. I didn't mean for it to happen. I swear. It was just messages, just a few things. I didn't know how to stop. I didn't know how to tell you." I felt the air leave my lungs as I processed her words. "You didn't know how to stop? You didn't know how to tell me?" I shook my head, a bitter laugh escaping my lips. "You didn't think I'd find out? You didn't think this would hurt me? This was a choice, Jenna. You made the choice to do this. Don't sit there and tell me you didn't know how to stop. Her face crumbled, and she finally let the tears fall. She looked so broken, so vulnerable, but it didn't change the fact that she had done this. She had betrayed me. I'm so sorry, she whispered, her voice barely audible. I never wanted to hurt you. I love you, Dan. I didn't know what to do. Jason, he's just been there for me. I've been feeling so distant lately, and he made me feel seen. I know it was wrong. I know. But it wasn't what you think. It's not what you think. I couldn't listen anymore. My mind was reeling, my body physically trembling from the emotional overload. I wanted to yell, to shake her, to ask her how long this had been going on, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't process the reality of it. Instead, I just turned and walked out of the room, my heart hammering in my chest. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what to do next. I couldn't even look at her anymore, not without feeling this intense wave of betrayal crash over me. I needed time. I needed space. I needed to figure out what the hell I was going to do. But I couldn't stop thinking about the texts, about the fact that she had been hiding them from me. She had been hiding him from me. She had been so careful, so strategic, like I would never find out. Like I was the last person she thought would catch on. But I did. I always catch on. And now, I had to face the fact that everything between us, every bit of trust, every promise we'd made had been built on lies. And the worst part? I didn't know if it was fixable. Part 2. I didn't sleep that night. I couldn't. Every time I closed my eyes, all I could see were the messages. I miss you. Can't stop thinking about you. I need you so badly. Over and over. It wasn't even the words themselves that hurt. It was the realization that while I was lying next to her, trusting her, she was sending these texts. She was telling him things she'd never told me. I wish you were here with me now. Let's not wait too long to do this again. I didn't know what to do with any of it. How do you go from being so deeply in love with someone to not even recognizing them anymore? How do you look at the person you've been sharing your life with, the person who was supposed to be your partner, and see them as a stranger? By the time morning came, I had to leave. I couldn't stay in that apartment. I couldn't sit across from her while she apologized, while she tried to explain. I didn't want to hear it. Not yet. I needed to be alone to think, to breathe. So I grabbed my keys, left a note on the kitchen counter, and walked out the door. The air outside felt cold and sharp against my skin, but I welcomed it. I needed the sting of it to wake me up, to snap me out of this numbness that had settled over me like a fog. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't care. I just needed space. Space from Jenna, space from the lies, space from everything that had been shattered in the last 12 hours. I ended up at a diner a few blocks away, the kind of place that still had old-school booths and neon signs. It wasn't fancy, but it was quiet, and I could sit by myself and pretend for a moment that none of this was happening. I ordered a coffee, sat by the window, and stared out at the street as if the world might make sense again if I just waited long enough. But it didn't. My phone buzzed on the table, and I immediately knew it was her. She'd sent me a dozen texts by the time I finally decided to open them, each one more desperate than the last. Dan, please. Let's talk. I don't want to lose you. I'm so sorry. I swear I never meant for it to go this far. I love you. I need you. Please don't leave me. I felt the anger rise up again. How could she say that? I love you. But she hadn't acted like she loved me. She'd acted like she was trying to hide a part of her life from me. Like she couldn't trust me with the truth. And now she wanted to fix it? It didn't make sense. I stared at the screen, reading the texts over and over. I didn't know what I wanted from her. I didn't know if I even wanted to fix things anymore. But I couldn't ignore the fact that I was still in love with her. That made everything more complicated, more painful. I didn't respond to her right away. I couldn't. I didn't know what to say. So I put my phone face down on the table and tried to focus on something else. But my mind kept going back to the same place, to the night before, to the way she had looked when I confronted her. She looked so small, so broken. But then, the words she had said, the way she justified what she had done, kept replaying in my head like a broken record. I didn't know how to stop. I didn't know how to tell you. But wasn't that the point? Shouldn't she have known? Shouldn't she have stopped when she saw how it was affecting me? Shouldn't she have come to me before it got this far? I tried to drink my coffee, but it tasted bitter like everything else in my life right now. A few hours passed, and I still hadn't responded. I didn't even know if I wanted to go back to the apartment. What was there to go back to? The place where everything felt like a lie? I ended up walking to a park near the diner. It was a quiet spot with a small lake surrounded by trees. I sat down on a bench by the water, trying to clear my mind. But no matter how many times I took a deep breath, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was fundamentally broken between me and Jenna. I didn't want to leave her. I didn't. But I couldn't stop thinking about how much trust had been shattered. Could I ever get it back? Could I ever look at her the same way again? Could I forgive her for this? I didn't know. By the time I got back to the apartment, it was late afternoon. Jenna was still there, sitting in the living room, staring at her phone. She looked up when I walked in, her eyes immediately searching mine, like she was looking for some kind of sign, some kind of reassurance that everything would be okay. But I couldn't give her that. I couldn't lie to her, not after everything. "You've had all day to think, Dan," she said softly, standing up. Her voice was hoarse, like she had been crying all day, and I could see the red streaks on her cheeks, evidence of the tears she had shed. She walked toward me, her steps slow and hesitant. "Please, I need you to say something." I took a deep breath, trying to steady myself. "What do you want me to say?" My voice felt raw, like it had been stretched too thin. "What do you want me to say, Jenna? That it's all going to be okay? That I forgive you? That I could just move past this? I didn't want this to happen," she whispered, wiping her eyes. "I didn't want to hurt you. I know I messed up, but I love you. I swear I do. I never meant for it to get out of hand. I didn't know how to stop, but now I'm here, and I'm asking you to give me a chance to make it right." I looked at her, seeing her standing there, broken and pleading, and it made my heart ache. I wanted to reach out, to hold her, to believe her, but I couldn't. "Not yet. I don't know if I can forgive you," I said, my voice quieter now. "I don't know if I can ever trust you again. You've hurt me more than I can even put into words, and I don't know how to move forward. I don't know what I want anymore. I just need some time." She nodded, tears falling again as she took a step back. "I'll give you time," she said softly. "I'll wait. I'll wait as long as you need me to. Just please don't walk away from me completely." But even as she said that, I knew something deep inside me had already changed. Trust was something you built over time, and once it was broken, it was so hard to put back together. And as much as I want to hold on to the love I thought we shared, I couldn't ignore the fact that everything felt different now. I didn't know if I could ever look at her the same way again. And more than that, I didn't know if she could look at me the same way either.